Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching in the world. My name is Sean Driver, and this is the Red Horde Watch Party. If you haven't been here before, the chat's over on the side. We'll make it on to the live stream. Looking forward to the Wrexham match. If you're looking for the match, I'm not going to be streaming it. That's copyright. We're just here to chat and to connect and to talk about the game live as though we're having a brew. Also looking to hopefully add a guest to this one, just arranging that as I'm sort of going through things here. If you're looking for the match at stream, I see that Manchester United had to pay the money for MUTV. I'm sure many of you have. And that's and I see you, Brendan. I'm just going to send that to you here right away. I think I did send it to you via Messenger on Facebook, but I'll double check it. I see that we've got 14 minutes here before Man U TV gets started. I have seen some other references that in the UK, Andrew, nice to see that you're back. I see that there are potentially streams available in the UK, so you might want to check your Sky Sports box to understand it might have it. If you're in the US, ESPN, and I'm going to go ahead and find that link for you, Brandon, and send that to you right now. Brendan. I'm hoping that one might work for you. Give it a shot, and if I don't get you popped up, we'll try it again. So just once again, chat's there. Looks like we've got the starting lineups that have come in. I'll pull those for you momentarily. I am sort of surprised that Mullen's getting a third shot starting in the preseason. I would have thought that he'd get some time off, but I guess that means I would anticipate anyway that he's not going to be starting for all 4 games during the preseason. I'd rather he had some legs for when the regular season and MK Dons come to town. But we'll see what happens. But we've got Fozzie's in net, Hayden, Tozer, Clayworth in the back, Ford, O'Connor, Mackland, and Lee in the midfield, McFadden in the midfield, and Palmer, Mullen up front. So not as strong, I guess, as the LA Galaxy. There's a couple there guys there getting a shot that maybe wouldn't have been run out earlier. The rules for me, and I'm curious as to everybody else, please don't mention it. What other options do we have, Andrew? I'm just going to bring that one in. Oh, and I can't do that through that one. Here we go. Andrew, what other option do I have? I mean, the only streams available are if you're in the US, you've got ESPN. FUBO may have it in the US as well. I've heard rumors of that, but I've checked it in Canada. Not on FUBO, not on DAZN, not elsewhere. So if you're looking for the match, it's basically MUTV, a Fire Stick, or otherwise. So that's where we're at. Feel free to let me know if you found it anywhere else. If you're not in Canada or the US, it is a solid 11. I'm excited to see that. I would have thought Manchester United, clearly they've got Real Madrid tomorrow, so they're not putting forward their full squad. It's a young squad, almost like a Pizza Cup lineup that you'd expect with the academy. But we'll see how we run these guys out, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, the same rules apply. I mean, I've been looking for somebody to be to step up front, whether that be Palmer hadn't scored for a while. His goal scoring kind of went down in the second half. Whether that be he running with Mullen shotgun, whether Waters or Dalby step up to be sort of the cup replacement for Mullen, because I would anticipate he's not going to run. But it's the same for me. And then Hosanna, I just want to see more from him to find out whether he's going to be with the club. People have talked about the potential loan, and so we'll see where things are at. So feel free, if you found a link, let me know. This could be a frustrating one. I anticipate, and subject to people telling me in the comments otherwise, I anticipate that I'm going to try to do a little bit more discussion of the actual gameplay, just in case there's people who are searching to try and find the game somewhere. So we're still 11 minutes away. And there you go, Andrew. That's what I was worried about, is now you're going to test my Mark Griffith's prowess, which is not that great to be able to give the color commentary of what the game's, what's going on with the game. But I'm happy to do that if necessary. I'll try and give a little bit more play-by-play than what is normal. So I do see the numbers jumping up. I do have to say thanks to Fearless in Devotion. They sent out a tweet. And so if you're joining through that, and also to Sandy, who's a part of the official Canadian Wrexham group, sent it out. That's super advantageous for me. I'm appreciative that I may have new people kicking the tires. As I said, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're watching from, any comment that you make is going to end up joining the stream here. And then we can end up talking about it. And that's sort of what I do. I not an original thought, to be fair. Lots of teams do that. And I see you there, Brendan. So looking forward to adding you once we get settled down and into the game a little bit. And I recall Palmer being injured, but I also recall him getting a fairly healthy dose of getting run out, Andrew. So, I didn't get to see him from the early on in the season because of the streaming thing. So it's been new to me. Fascinating. The biggest thing, and I kind of wish you guys could get this, is to watch my numbers at the very, very start of these things go up and down. I've been exceptionally high, and now I've dropped to exceptionally low. So I assume it's people desperately searching for streams, and we just click along and grow as the game seems to go on. So good stuff. What else was I going to go about? And now I'm going to forget. I was told myself I was going to write down the address. If you guys haven't, there's a young girl named Carly. I don't know if you saw my tweets that were out there that started covering the women. I don't know how old she is. She looks to be relatively young, but just any women's coverage has been something I've been looking forward to. And so she covered the Shrewsbury Town that they were playing. I won't give it away in case you want to go find her channel, but it's in my tweets. I'll see if I can find her name as we go through things here and give you the link. Had some messages from her mom. So it was just awesome to be able to see a women's highlight package, even if it was from a fan. She did a good job, and she's really excited to be doing it. So if you haven't had a chance, go and check her out and get this stream. It's her name is Carly, and her mom is at Jess Stewart 344 on Twitter. So that's at Jess Stewart 344 on Twitter. And her YouTube, and I should probably bring this up just to make sure everybody's got it. It looks to be just Carly WXMAFC, and I'm going to type that out and just bring that up for a little bit so that everybody has the chance to potentially go and check that out. Oh, and I clicked the wrong button, and it's forcing me to reload already. I will do what I need to do anyway before I reload. And I will be right back. I don't even know if you guys disappear when I do this. So the message is, cannot accidentally click the minimize or maximize button on my browser, because if I do that, the entire system crashes, and it just doesn't work, and I lose all the chat stuff. Andrew, the Fire Stick thing is fascinating. I'm curious, maybe when Brendan gets added here, what his thoughts are on the IP sticks. For whatever reason in Canada, they're sort of like, it's a thing that we don't get into. It's the gray market. I end up just sending money over. But I remember when I was over in the UK, like every house I went into had a dodgy Fire Stick set up to their TVs, and they paid their whatever it was, 10, 15, 20 quid, and they had every channel in the universe. So he's an interesting one. Do you think that he'd be the loan rather than Hosanna? I mean, do you give Clearworth another year to kind of learn with the club? And to be fair, I haven't gone through to find out who's homegrown and who's not, but I think it's Barnett and I think it's Clearworth that are homegrown, and you kind of need those guys on your roster for the purposes of cup stuff. I should probably figure out all of those numbers or all those iterations myself, but I've been wondering about whether he's a loan or not. And when I say homegrown, I should say club developed. Homegrown being if they played 3 years prior to them being 21 within England, or their English or Welsh national, they qualify. But if they're club developed, we don't, we haven't had an academy, a proper academy as defined by the EFL. So here they come. So you stream going, Brendan. I'm suggesting, because if you're saying here they come, I've got 4 minutes and 56 seconds on MUTV before they get going. So I'm watching on ESPN. It's 75 quid for the dodgy Fire Stick. Probably still worth it because nobody seems to enforce it. So, that's 125 Canadian, or something like that. Probably around 100 US. I don't know if people would be paying that. And now I'm envious that you get to see all the pregame. I'm stuck here waiting 4 minutes and 30 seconds for the countdown. Andrew sounds like he's doing it just through this, and I guess I'm going to have to go through unless he's able to find a dodgy Fire Stick or find an illegal stream somewhere else, which I don't recommend while I'm on YouTube, of course. But I'm curious if anybody else has found a stream somewhere other than ESPN. Let us know. Max is homegrown, as is club developed. Yeah. So, okay. So my assumptions are correct, but yes, I get it. Balance of needs. First team football, homegrown is in club developed. I guess it'll depend on. I thought that they had 2 that were home developed. So something for me to look into as I go through the multitude of videos I want is to go through that assessment. Is it tin? Am I pronouncing that right? Tran? Anyway, welcome. As I hear a child in the background, that's the joy of it. The 7:30 shows, you're going to hear potentially my kids struggling to go to sleep in the background. And apparently there was a wipeout. So that's entertaining. Anyway, 3 minutes away from the MUTV stuff. I wish I had some insight to this one other than just watching and reading about Manchester's youth that were going up, that are being out there. It's probably, if not even the C team, maybe even some D team people that are getting played. So they're certainly running it out. That one's just going to be a child crying in the background for a while. Yeah, and I don't know if there's any other resources that are out there that are available. I guess if they're on loan, you're able to recall them. And I don't know if you recall them if they're able to go back. And so maybe it's just one of those things. If they find a club that they say, hey, when we've got a cup match, we'll bring Jake up for the club match. And I think the rule is even on a loan, he's not allowed to play against Wrexham, or is that just Premier League teams? All these rules. I'm getting the academy stuff down, but I haven't looked into the roster specifics yet. But I'm sure there will be a workaround, but I do agree with you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, he does need first team minutes. So a minute 40 in. Brendan, I'm assuming where you are, are they a commercial break? Are you getting the anthems in? And Andrew, I would welcome that. Feel free to send it in a DM. If you want to tweet it to me publicly, go ahead and do that. You can email it to me any way you want to send it out. I'll take all the research and information I can get. I don't think it's a restriction on 2 young guys on the bench. It's that if you're allowed to have your roster spots up to 24, and if you're only allowed the 25th guy, if that 25th person, that you have one person who's club developed, and then as you climb up the pyramid, it gets higher and higher, such that when you get to the Premier League, I know it's 4 and 4. You can do 8 entirely club developed, but I don't think anyone's even close to that. It's the 4 homegrown being the 3 years within the 3 years within England being trained before they were 21 years of age. And if you're following UEFA rules, between the ages of 15 and 21. And then it's so you've got the homegrown, and then you've got the 14, the 4 that are club developed. And so that's obviously the necessity for the academy to get going, which, we're doing category 4, which is U17 and up, so 18 and up. which makes it important to find bodies because 18, 19, 20, you don't have a lot of time to get your 3 years in. So see, and I was hoping to be able to catch an anthem. I just want to catch an anthem here. And now I've got it saying kickoff has started and friendly, but nothing loaded on my MUTV, which makes me panic a little bit. Loading. Oh, don't geo-block me. I'm going to be bringing Brendan to cover the whole thing. There's a heads up for you. All I get is a jersey. Anybody else on MUTV having any success logging in? Watch now. Oh, I see. Under fixtures, you go under MUTV and click the live button and cross your fingers that you're going to get something. There we go. I've got some. Use new thirds. Those are funky. Yeah, I've got the game. I'm just a kickoff. Welcome. And so Man U's got possession of the ball and takes it back. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the game for Andrew and his benefit while I also take care of my beverages. Man U with control through the goalkeeper. 18 massive seconds in. Mullen up front and O'Connor with the pressure in the middle to start. Tell you what, my computer doesn't stream so much. Cross into the box looking for Mullen, but carved out, and Man U's turning it the other way down the left side. Geez, these guys look young. That was a nice interplay into the box for Man U and turned away nicely. Fadsy with the cutoff there, but Man U gets possession on the left side. So feel free while I'm chatting away here, add your comments, tell me your thoughts. If you're enjoying the additional commentary, let me know. If you want me to cut it out, I can also do that too, but I'm largely doing it because I anticipate people are looking for a stream. So Man U with possession, I believe that's offside. Flag goes up, which a minute and a half in, it'll be nice to get some possession going the other way here. I'm trying to decipher what I think about these jerseys, not what I would expect from. They look rather Newcastle-esque from a distance because you can't see the green on them. Look almost Welsh. Fadsy looking to throw it in, defers, because we know we're close enough for Tozer to take it from the left side. And for reference, we're going from left on your screen, if you're listening to me, and Man U's going left to right, and they've got a break here, chasing down, but he's caught. Caught by McAlinden. See that I've got numbers up to start this one, so I'm happy about that. And again, thanks to everybody. Yep, that was a bad giveaway. I didn't like the deep probing ball downfield to start from that free kick. I would have liked to have seen some possession, get things settled in a little bit, because it's been really the young guys so far having a crack. You can tell when Clearworth has the ball because he's the only person who looks like the entirety of the Man U lineup they've got out there. Young. All right, let's settle down and take some possession here. Down the right side through Ford. Setting things up. Back through O'Connor. Goes back to Tozer. Down to the left side now, Cleworth. Dispossessed. Not what I expected, to be honest, to start this thing off. Manu again into the box, knocked away, and we're looking to clear. Palmer to Fadzi. It's out, and Manu's going to get a throw. Yee. Quick ball in, and they're looking again. Manu in. Nice ball through the box, through about like 5 people. Jeepers. Somebody's just got to get a hold of the ball and settle it down for a little bit. Manu working off the left side now. Announcers say it's a bright start. I'll say this is 4 minutes and 30 seconds in. It's been pretty one-sided so far. Chelsea in reverse, right? Is that what this is? Ball over to the left, into the bottom. All right. We have possession. Hayden at the back. Another deep shot down the field. Mullen couldn't get there for the aerial. I still think that's a live ball. He brought that back in for us. Yeah, you bet. So feel free to chat away. Brendan, if you're ready, I'll probably bring you in here in 3 or 4 minutes, since it's a lot of Man-U with possession here. Because here they come again with a more direct ball down the middle. Dispossessed again with possession, but it gets out. But just not getting. Got to get set in. Too much California sunshine. Palmer down the left side. Always got to run on him. Waiting for support. Misses Mullen. Would have been nice, but it took a deflection. Thanks, Andrew, for that. I wasn't sure whether that that rule was applied to the entirety of the cup or whether it was just Premier League teams. But does it also mean that if we were to loan somebody out, that they wouldn't be able to play us, and they couldn't play against the team that they were loaned to? I don't know. And they can only play in reserves. Oh, man. So that's going to be a tough decision. They're going to have a couple of tough decisions, I think, as to wanting to get some of those younger guys some first team minutes somewhere. Whether that be down 1 tier or 2, I'm not sure. That there were some Man U fans tweeting today that they anticipated that somebody from this game was going to be loaned out to us. And I don't know whether they are in the know or out of touch. But I wish I got some names, because then at least gives you somebody to be curious about and to watch a little bit as far as Man U goes. So still, other than that one little foray, it's been mostly Man U with the ball. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and smoothly, we'll see how it goes, bring in Brendan here to have a chat and figure out what his story is. So let's do that. Oh, and we went side to side. That's because I've got to go like this. Not smooth enough. Thanks for joining the watch party. Or you are officially the first ever guest of the watch party, and so you can hold that title forever. So let me know. Tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? How did you get to fall in love with Wrexham? And what's your thoughts so far?
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Very much like most of the U.S. fans.
And
go ahead. I found it through the documentary, and fell in love with the club and started following, trying to watch as many YouTubers and content that I could find relating to the team. And join other watch parties, largely because I couldn't find the games no matter where I tried to find them online last year.
Were you able to?
My stuff was on highlights.
Were you able to stream, or did you pay for the stream last year and at least get to soak that up for the second portion of the season last year?
No, I did not for the second portion. I wish I had, but I didn't. But I did really enjoy the streams that I was on, that I joined and watched with everybody. I still got a really good feel for the game. But yeah, there's nothing like seeing it. I had all these ideas of how good certain players were, and seeing it, you can see the class and skill level of certain people. I had underestimated Mendy and Cannon and a few others, but I think I was, from watching it, I was spot on with O'Connor and Ryan Barnett and obviously Lee and those guys. So yeah, it's been great all preseason being able to see the games. But now that I have iFollow, I plan on watching everything. So
watch a little bit more. Andrew, I see your question there. I can't bring it up in the chat because it screws with my overlay. Something for me to learn with, but I wouldn't even say we're trying to go long. We just haven't had a lot of ball. There's been 2 attempted shots over top, and then one run where Mullen and Palmer were trying some interplay on the left side and actually did a good job to get something going. But really, we're getting into the midfield and we're coughing up and being dispossessed.
That's where the plays seem to be going bad. When they're trying to move it upfield, I think their passes are too long. They're trying they're trying to connect too far downfield. They got to take their time and work it up more. Their shape is disappearing.
So now, to be fair, Man U's mostly just been going from left to right from 20 meters in front of the box. There hasn't been anything really threatening, but there's been a whole bucket load of possession. And so we've got it again, and then again, a hard pass up the middle. Lee's not able to control it, and it's back into Man U's hands. So a little bit frustrating so far as we just watch Man U play kickabout here. Hayden again.
No.
Settling it down. Okay.
Oh, no.
Well, you must.
I hope he's okay.
You must be ahead of me. Oh,
Yeah,
that's why you were saying,
seconds,
oh, no.
sorry.
Mullen taking a shot.
Yeah.
Hard. Mullen, that was a solid hip check. So
they're coming out.
Goalkeeper for Man U came out of the box and shot. Mullen's still down, grabbing his.
Yeah, they're going to come
right
out.
Side.
But yeah, that doesn't look good.
I'm curious what that symbol was. Does that mean something for anybody who's in the know? Because as soon as he went like this,
Mullen,
they blew the whistle and they let everybody in. So I don't know if anybody watches football, if there's a universal sign for I'm winded, I can't breathe, I'm injured, whiplash, my neck's done. But that was a thumper, and that's not good.
Yeah, he just cleaned him out. He didn't even go for the ball. He just went for Mullen. I can't believe that's only a yellow. He never went for the ball.
Yeah, right shoulder right into the left ribs. And then, oof.
Wow. That's a hard hit for a friendly, I think.
That's with hockey pads on. That would be a shot that would still rattle you. Yeah, still
if they saw that on replay, I wonder if they'd upgrade that. Yeah.
So Bishop is the goaltender. First time we've mentioned Nathan Bishop, the announcers go. So they're bringing the card out.
Andrew, did you see that? Andrew, are you watching?
And Parkey's raging. He doesn't look good. Like, you just look at him. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, I know. You're crazy.
To be fair, Andrew.
45, Andrew. Cheers to you.
To be fair, it's one Canadian and one American. But I get it. We get thrown in the pot quite frequently. I'm just sort of used to it.
You're a better class of North American.
Man, It was a deep probing ball from probably about 10 meters by the halfway mark. The defender was beat, and so it was Mullen just basically running to see if he could track down the ball. Bishop, the goaltender for Man U, came out to find it. I don't know if anybody saw it any differently than that. And there wasn't a play on the ball at all. It was just basically a right shoulder to the left ribs. Right under the arm is where he got him with the shoulder, and then there was a whiplash effect as a consequence. And then Bishop took a left arm on the way down, which minor, all things considered. But they got everybody out there.
Yeah, they're going to cart him off.
I don't know, what is that, 10, 11 part? Like, that's the last thing we need right now.
Yeah.
So it looks like that's Dalby getting up, or is that Water? No, that's Waters getting up.
Yeah. Jones was over there, and Palmer, he just runs out, and he does. I don't even know if he looks at the ball momentarily.
Yeah, he had him beat. And then just
he purposely went right at Mullen. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's this looks significant enough that the MK Don's team's in doubt now.
Well, when I said that at the start of this that I wanted to find out whether Waters, I jinxed it. Well, I had said it for the 2 games previous, but when I was saying I wanted to see Waters or Dalby to find out who would be getting a run, there's also, we've been rumored to get player, and now it struggles. It used to play with Mullen, and apparently has some backstory as far as some socializing. That was a striker that I think he had 26 goals last time he was in League Two, coming down and potentially signing with us, which I think he's 32. Which I sort of chased away, but if that's an option, you see Mullen take a shot like that, and you wonder.
Yeah, I think that if it was from the last team he was with in League Two when those guys played together, the one where they were calling them Batman and Robin, peanut butter and jelly.
No, that was me. He went to that was the Ironside, and I think he signed somewhere else.
Oh, so I'm sorry, Andrew.
That's part of the reason I think that there's so many Canadians who additionally are into Wrexham, is because we're used to guys and the little bit of rivalry. Like the Welsh to the English is the same as Canadians with Americans. It's that friendly little rivalry of being the little cousin.
Okay, so you're saying they gave him the yellow even though it would be a red because it's a friendly. That's interesting.
Preseason, so
they
it's not red.
They might not have another goalie, that's why, right? Because they don't have another goalie probably.
Well, I saw him get back up. Did he go back down? Because the other thing that you're concerned about here is what if it's a concussion?
He's only sitting up. They put like.
Can't see. I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 staff on the pitch. And they've got oxygen mask on him now.
They're helping. Yeah, they're picking him up, and he's standing.
Well, if there's one thing we know about Mullen is he'll power through if he gets the chance. So he's on his feet now. I'm curious whether he decides to walk it off or take the cart.
No, he looks like he's in pain when he's breathing.
Yeah, he does look like he's in pain.
No, he's in pain.
Yeah, that's pain. I don't think it's head. Just looking at him, I think that which, I mean,
that would really do damage. If he has a bruised rib or something,
those take forever.
Yeah, that's not
right.
Good. He definitely wants to. He's leveraging one of the trainers to kind of help walk off. He was holding that guy's arm, and now he has his arm around the guy's back. He initiated that, so he's looking for help to get off. He doesn't.
Yeah, and you can see him wincing as he's walking off. Yeah, that's that was a shot.
Yeah, Waters is on. Yeah,
His timing was off, the announcers say. I mean,
he knew what he was doing.
it's more credit than I'd give him.
O'Connor gets a die. I wonder if they have the sub there though, right? Because Man U plays in Houston, which is probably a good.
Well, that's the risk you.
Yeah, away.
I don't even care if they don't have a sub in. I mean, something like that.
In those scenarios, do they allow the keeper to stay in the game and someone else take the penalty and go down from another position? Is that a thing?
Down from another position. I've seen that happen on rare occasions. They don't have, like in hockey, we have both goalies go down. They have 3 subs as keepers. Oh God!
Wow!
So
Wow!
Taking the opportunity, Jesus. Like e-bugs in hockey, emergency backup goalies.
That should have been a call right there.
In a hockey game, you've got 2 players. Okay. If you've got both goalies go down, there's some guy from the local hockey club in the stands who's tried out, and he goes out and plays. It happens maybe once or twice a season where an e-bug actually gets into the game. The most famous being a guy was the Zamboni driver for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he actually went out and he played the 3rd period, and he beat the Maple Leafs. He had a hell of a game. So we're back in action. We're 21 minutes in. It's probably 6 minutes of added time going to be added, I would assume, from that one. It's been back, had some possession, and right now we're probing towards the box for the first time here with Lee on the left side. Lee has a crack. Nice save from Bishop. We'll take that as a shot.
Yeah. Andrew, even if it is bruising, you know what? Because it's the ribs and because he runs all the time, I just wonder how much it's going to affect him. Even if we get lucky and it's only bruising, I think it's still that significant.
Tozer has a towel, so we'll see if that influences the deep probing throw. And Brendan already knows the answer to the question. Cleared away in the box,
fans giving Tozer
and that's a foul
before the match.
Yeah, Man U gets possession. And Andrew, while you're doing this, can you let me know, because when Brendan and I tested this yesterday, we were having a little bit of a trouble with bandwidth and with sound going back and forth. Are you able to hear both of us well, clearly? Are we through clear? Anybody else want to comment on that too? Trying to see if I can do anything on my end to upgrade and seeing how adding guests go. So for those of you who have us, let us know how well we're coming through to you. So Man U's turned it away. We're back with possession on the left side.
It's only the foul of the play that goes okay. So they would have to switch goalies. Okay.
Yeah. Sub somebody out and put them in.
Good throw on my toe.
Ezra, welcome. Nice to see another new face. I don't know if it's as your first name or you prefer Ezra, but it's a pleasure to have you here all the same. Hope you've got a beverage and you're comfortable. An interesting entry into the box there by
Welcome
McFadden. He was just off center and tried to get it curled around the corner, didn't make it there, and landed in Bishop's hands. Now, it feels like it's been a while since Man U's been probing around our box, but here they are again.
I would say that
on the left
I
side.
think we've been very composed defensively. I mean, we've looked better there, like in control, even though they've
had lots of possession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're also trying to practice that. When I heard a couple of players talking,
keep your head up. So that Foster sent it all the way down to the far flag here. Waters has it. All set up on the right side here, looking cross in. Not much there, just behind Lee, and he couldn't really do much with it. They clear it, and we've got it again here. O'Connor back over to Waters on the far right side. Looking, left-footed curl into the box. Palmer not able to get up and meet it, and Man U clears out. This is much better, though, it goes. Interesting to see Waters that far out on the right side. Palmer, I thought he was going to out-muscle the kid.
Nice.
Man U on the counterattack, but again defensively we're there, so that's good, Andrew, for that. I appreciate that.
That's what you seem to get out of Ford on that left side. Better defense than Barnett, but not nearly as fast.
I was preparing my video for the MK Dons to try and find out statistics for that one. Man, that's a team. I haven't seen a team like that looking at statistics. It's so strong on the wings, but is deficient both midfield and in their center backs. Like, that's a game I wouldn't even want to get it out into the wings. Just keep running them through the middle, everything direct. But we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to putting that video together, hopefully. But I'm really busy with work, so we'll see. It might just be right before the match.
Yeah, what would you say? Would you say we're up the middle? Would you say we're all about crossing from the wings? What would you? Or do you think we have good balance?
I think we have good balance. I mean, we've sort of been able to do it all. Mullen's a sniper. I don't think he's got amazing pace. Mole, and now I'm going to forget his name, Iam, that plays for MK Dons. You watch his highlights, that's all pace. And we don't have that level of pace, I think, with anybody up front. But he's surgical, he's clinical, and he's a pit bull on the ball. And I think that works for both flying direct at him and also the crosses coming into the box. And so I don't think we're narrowed. So a bit of a 2-on-1 here on a break for Man U down the right side. The other thing that was interesting about the Dons, they had a horrible home record. They were better away than they were at home. So 26 minutes in, Man U gets a brief little foray, but we're now in possession, just out of touch on the left side. And
I'm looking forward to seeing Boyle come back in too. I was really impressed with how much he gets involved in the offense, how far he gets up, how comfortable he feels going and making good passes on offense. He looked very solid defensively, obviously. But
yeah, we haven't had a lot of set pieces for O'Connor to do his thing.
Well, have you watched the highlights of Boyle? Because that's his like the majority of all his goals that I've seen are all in taking crosses and heading them in. So we can expect him to be extremely helpful with set pieces. We can field a pretty beefy team out there when you look at Palmer.
A little vindication on our conclusion. Cleworth with the throw in down the left side. Nice little ball to Lee. Can he get around the young buck? Nope. Another throw in. Hannibal for Man U has some glorious hair. That is impressive. If you were looking for a guy to head the ball and be able to, just kill it dead and bring it to his feet, that's the perfect flow.
Oh.
Cross into the box. Oh, yeah. You knew. You knew. He had it because he's streaming ahead. Lee, and I think that ball came off of Mullen first into Lee. cross from the right side of the box. We scored.
Yes,
we scored,
yes.
Andrew.
Sorry, Andrew.
And Brendan, because he's 20 seconds ahead of the screen, I was like, it's either going to go wide or this is really good.
I think that was O'Connor, right? Nope.
Left-footed cross in, and I thought, I'm not sure if it got a piece of Mullen on the way past. Or not Mullen, Palmer on the way past. No, just missed the header, and it landed on Lee's right boot, like 6 feet in front of Bishop, and he just put it right in the center of the net.
Oh,
Fozzie's happy. That was a really good ball, and I missed who actually launched that one in there.
Team last year from set pieces. Yeah, I mean, think about. I think O'Connell is really good on those set pieces too. I mean, you've got a lot of big bodies that are quite skilled at heading the ball. I would expect we're gonna do well there. The majority of the goals coming in that way. If you watch the next Chelsea game, they were doubling Mullen. They were timing it, and then they would collapse 2 or 3 bodies at once on him, and it was extremely successful. He couldn't get anything going. He dispossessed him multiple times with that kind of press, and I just wonder how many teams in League Two are capable of doing something like that. If they can see what Chelsea did and run it. Obviously, they don't have those type of players.
Nice little interplay there from Ford trying to get it into Lee into the box, and just a little bit too much pace on it, and Lee wasn't able to catch up to it, so it goes for a goal kick. But
I think it was Waters there for you.
Oh, you think? No. Oh, Waters that passed it in.
Yeah. No, we missed the ball. They were trying to get it to him. Let's do look up somewhat similar to the party size. You don't see the blue there. Oh, that's letting a lot of stuff go.
Waters dispossessed, taken down. That's not a foul. I would have thought that was through his ankle.
Tackle a guy from behind like that.
I will say this. This is something new that I've seen from Waters, both when he's been out wide and also in the middle of the pitch. There's fire in his feet. He's moving his feet. I don't remember him being this nimble and quick. Hey, easy now. The Man U fans will tell you that it's their D club. And Chelsea fans will rub it in forever if we end up actually taking the win here.
Several Man U YouTube feeds over the last 2 days, and I didn't hear one of them think that they were winning this game. Even they go, only 2-1 or 3-1 or something like that. But they still felt that they should comfortably win. In watching this, what are you thinking, Sean? Like, I think they look like the faster team, but they don't look like the more skilled team or composed team.
No, I earlier on I would have thought it takes a lot of patience to pass through the box like they were looking and probing to try and find something, and they were unsuccessful doing that. Oh, a foul on the edge of the box for Man U, so they'll get one from.
That was quite a flop there.
He ran for his legs, I think.
He touched the ball. Yeah. He flips the ball away and then trips him. Sideshow Bob there went down.
Close.
See, this is the kind of stuff that worries me.
You think the young guys are going to have impressive set pieces?
I think not so much linking up. I don't think they have time and coordination. I bet he's going for goal. He's going to bend it. And I'm worried about this at this distance that he can bury it without causing having a shot at it.
They've left a gap in that wall between.
Yeah. He played
they've narrowed it a little bit
trying to
now.
link up with someone. I think that's what they're lacking.
Into
They
the
don't have
box.
chemistry. Yeah.
I think what I might do, Brendan, is say thanks and appreciate your time. For anybody else who's watching, Andrew, others, this is sort of what we're doing. I'm hoping to cycle through and add people in as we go through and have a chat, give everybody an opportunity to say their piece other than in the chat area. So I appreciate, Brendan, you're the first. Write it down. If this becomes a thing, you can say I was there first. And I appreciate you doing this.
And
also
I set the bar
taking
quite
part.
low for everyone, all your future guests to look good. Yes.
Not low at all. All right. I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Cheers.
That was awesome. New toys to play with and stuff like that. So it's just always sort of a bit of a treat to see what things do. Yeah, it's interesting, Andrew, about the composure thing is they have looked composed but not threatening. Like everything that they've had in the last third closest to Fozzie has been good. Their passing percentage is probably through the roof. But there hasn't really been anything where I've been nervous, where we've had a couple of nice little interplays. Obviously, the goal. So we do have it now on the right side. Tozer's got it, and he's going to throw in another deep ball into the box here. And here comes the toss. Oh, we found a header. Found it. Hayden. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I don't know who got the first header on it, but it went back up in the air, and you could see Hayden coming from the left side, screaming in, and found that we're up 2-0. Up 2-0 against United, Andrew. I just said that. Awesome. I think it was that Clearworth who got the first header on the ball. It was. Clearworth pops it up, and just on the outside of the penalty box, and then it kind of floats over to Hayden, and Waters is right there. So we're up 2-0. McElhaney's loving it in the box. Obviously, Ryan's not there because he's over in England filming. You just said it. And Andrew, yes, and Andrew did call it and said it's all from set pieces. I don't know if he included the throw-ins as a set piece, but I guess that counts. Yes, Andrew, you're reading the flash scores correctly. We're not making it up as we watch this. It's actually 2-0 Wrexham over Man U. Man U with possession and doing the same thing that we've seen for the entirety of the first half is sort of great passing percentages around the outside of the box, kicking it about. You know what? I'll second that, Jim. If with all the injury stuff that Hayden was dealing with, to be able to get in there and smash one in with the head, that works. I'm looking forward to him and Boyle in combination, who both have a history of heading in tozer bombs. Those are two guys that I'm excited to see. And by the way, nothing's changed since I told you last time of Man U kicking the ball around in the box. It's or near the box. They're not even in there in the second third, just sort of to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, back to the right. And a turnover. So let's see what we can do with it. And I will say the long ball that has been searching, if they've been able to get it like 3/4 of the way down the field, it's been a threat. Anything that's come up short, we haven't had any luck. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see Hayden at his best, right? During the documentary, obviously he featured. And then the second half of the season, it was like there were a lot of players who were dealing with injuries or had come back and hadn't found their footing yet. Palmer down over to Mafadze. And Palmer just wraps it off of his shins, and Manu's going the other way here with numbers. Ooh, that's a foul. Yeah, that's a talking to. Clipped him in the back of the right leg with the boots a little bit out, it looked like. No, just hung it out there. So if you are watching the game and you're curious where I'm at the 39-minute 20-second mark. So if you wanted to back up your stream or had the ability to do that so that you match that, you can feel free to do that. Turn over to us. Palmer going the other way. Supports all over the place. Oof. McElendon kind of got a chance. Couldn't keep it in his boots. Are we taking prop bets now? Whatever Andrew says is where we're going to put our money for the season. 5 minutes plus the injury time to go, so we're probably 11 minutes-ish of time. It's still Manu with a throw in just around the box. It's interesting to see this develop, because if you look at Notts County and all of their strategies that they employed against us, high lines, trying to dispossess us, I think this is the issue, is that teams that counter quickly, Chelsea being an example too, it was the pace that we struggled with. This play around the box, you just watch our I guess back five went around the box, move, and there's a fluid synergy there. It's been impressive to watch. That's not good. I'm hoping it's just precautionary, but the last thing we need is to be without Mullins at the season. I'm going to need every point that we can get, especially to get the momentum going at the start. It's another reason to hate Manchester United, I guess, if we needed one. I shouldn't say that if there's Man U fans that have also Wrexham as their second favorite. So O'Connor with the set piece opportunity from the right side. Here comes the corner. Just setting it up now. The I formation in basketball, pick plays all over, crosses into the box, deep post, entered in. Lee's not able to get there. Oh, just took a bad bounce. He was looking for that to prowl in. There's a lot of booing. And I don't know who's all booing, and I've missed why they're booing. But there's a lot of booing. I don't think that even in a friendly that Wrexham has ever beaten Man U. If I remember seeing the stats, it's like 5 games or something, and Wrexham's not yet taken them down, even in a friendly. Well, it doesn't mean I'll lose. I'm not a betting man. I 0-5. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we did have some possession, but now it's back to the Man U round. I feel like just for one possession, I should be like center of the box over to the right side. Hannibal with it, gets it back to the center. Looking now to get it across to the left-hand side, gets it over there. Wrexham shifts into the center, looking again. 2/3 dispossessed. And we get a foul. That's just what it's been around the box. Ah, that's what it is. And that is what North American fans would do. The only thing that's frustrating in the Chelsea game, you could look into the crowd and you could see what sort of guesstimate what the kind of Wrexham to Chelsea fans is, because both teams wear red. You look into the crowd here and there's no way of knowing what the ratio of Wrexham fans to Man U fans are. Center of the pitch, Waters sort of overran that one, missed it with his right foot. 5 minutes of extra time. Give an opportunity to get the refills if anybody needs to do their thing. And I will say, if you're going through the half and you haven't had a chance to check out Carly Wrexham AFC, oh, and a yellow card. McFadden. I actually missed that one. Here comes the replay. So a ball through the middle, and oh, he just ran over top of him. I don't think there was any. Not harmful, but definitely clumsy. Just ran over top of him. But have a look at Carly WXM AFC. Did we pull him down or run over top of him? Either way, the consequence was the same. Oh, you know what, Hannibal, that was a good ball in. And they actually, that's the first time that, oh, they're still threatening. That, I think, is the first time that I've actually been a little bit concerned. That sounds like us, though, doesn't it? I mean, I go on Twitter all the time, and to be fair, it's Stockport, Tranmere, and Bradford fans that really have a bee in their bonnet over Wrexham. I think a lot of the others are a little more zipped as to where things are at. More Man U kick around. I just think there's, whoa, quick ball over top, and everybody was sleeping. Man U with it, and a throw. Was that a handball? No VAR. I thought that hit the hand of. So what I hear you're telling us, Andrew, is if we get into an FA Cup battle with a Premier League team other than Arsenal, not to get too excited if we end up taking an early lead. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm Stockport, Bradford, even Doncaster, and that's where I have the query is, when you're spending above your turnover, you're risking administration, you're risking losses unless the owners are willing to step up. And that's where, when people criticize Rob and Ryan and the work that they've done, we've got a turnover that's massive. We're not threatening it at all. If Rob and Ryan wanted to, they could light it up and add another $5 million in players. They could double the wages. But it's that sustainable growth. I think other teams could learn from it. Do I think that every team can put out a documentary and make a bunch of cash and drive the sponsorship? Maybe not, but they can certainly do more than they're doing. So I don't know. Has there been a shot on goal? Be interested to see the stats at the end of this one, because I haven't. There's been shots at goal, blocks and deflections and misses, but I don't think there's actually been anything that where Fozzie's had to make a save. Clearworth there with the box out. That was impressive. That little play right there. Attacker coming at him. He just hangs out the left shoulder and gets in front of the ball. Just Palmer with the hammer to try to get it through. Just drives it off the shins. Still just lots of kick around, but to be fair, a little bit more creativity in trying to get available and find passes through. Oh, what? Ball from the left. Gerardo on the right-hand side. Nothing Fozzie could do on that. It's 2-1 right at the end of the half. That sucked. Gerardo, 54, the goal scorer. And that was, you could see that sort of building where there was a little bit more creativity and straight right across the box. Yeah, just missed him. Fadson was over right. Lee missed him coming in, and he's just able to meet the volley, and Fozzie's frozen, sticking his arm out, hoping he can get it. Yeah, he just let him run right. And that's the half. All right, well, that's time to refill the refreshments, do what you need to do, and I'll be back. I'm going to leave this up, the caption, if you guys wanted to check out I don't know why I enjoyed the video that little girl put together so much, but it's worth a view even if you just have a couple of minutes. So I'm going to bring up the bugger. That sucked. Positive about the little girl, and I'm thinking about that goal sneaking in. That one sucked. So anyways, grab your drinks. We'll figure it out, and we'll be back into it. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a 3-2 loss. We'll bring Andrew for that one if it does. All right. And I'm muted the whole time. Vitek coming in, eh? I don't know if you guys saw. I was trying to play with the Twitter feeds and throwing videos that have been taken and putting them out there. Well, we're going to get a whole half of number 17, 18, 16 for me to watch to try and figure everything out. And so we're live and in play. Just learning that we're fighting for a cup. There's a Snapdragon cup. I want to see what that hardware looks like. Take it home, put it in the trophy case, say we've already got a trophy this year. That'd be a nice little add-on to the season. You can't say they're wrong, right? Can you say they're wrong? I mean, I watched it repeatedly downstairs and was trying to get an update on Mullen, but obviously it's just that he's at hospital. But it reminded me, I mean, I've got a 4-year-old. It reminded me of a toddler in the playground. Toddler in the playground, just running without looking where they're going. You've got to be able to see him in your peripheral when you're going for the ball. It wasn't like it was coming from the far left. It was like he had to have been able to see him. So a minute and a half in. This time, oh, that's a yellow. A red. Gore. I thought that was yellow initially, but I don't know who's on the ground, but he caught him on the high ankle. Man, you came to play. Jesus. So Cannon's down. Came in, studs up, came down. Lots of pushing and shoving afterwards. Gore's obviously pleading innocence. Oh. I don't know if that was on the. So he came in, studs are up, and Cannon went in to get the ball, but it was actually contact with the bottom. It looks of Cannon's boot. Like, did he catch him? Sure. And was it a dangerous tackle? Hell yes. But I think that the consequence of it probably it looked nasty on replay. Cannon was fortunate that he ended up getting it in the boot and not anywhere else, and more the bottom of the boot. It looked like. So initially, I thought yellow. To be fair, especially considering if their wide card to be given, it's not to Gore. So yeah, it looked nasty. Like that's what you define as a tackle that you shouldn't be going with. Is when you're diving with your boots straight out and up, showing the bottom of the cleats out. It's not a tackle that you want to be even attempting. So if you get a red for an attempt, that works. Was it deserved as a result in the consequence? I'm not convinced, but we'll take that. That was a nice little quick throw. Dalby getting it in. Waters deep in the corner. Off the flag. Barnett down the right side, playing it back out. And Hosanna, show me something. That's if I agree, Brandon, entirely. If you were to end up showing me those two plays, the Mullen one and the Gore one, and say which one of those got the red, it's the Mullen one every day of the week. So let's call it a makeup call. I don't know if I can say out of control. It looks just stupid to me. You know what I mean? Like that's a tackle that you're just not supposed to make, not even try and attempt. But now the young man, you guys are certainly complaining. CONCACAF refereeing. One thing is certain: you never know what you're gonna get. Barnett's got some pace. Keep on going, man. Oh, tried to float it through to get it to Waters. And actually closed that off nicely. Oh, handball, but get the foul. See, I'm 10 seconds behind you. Another yellow for Man U for playing with the ball afterwards. Referee getting carried away now. CONCACAF refereeing. Asserting their authority. I'm gonna definitely do that and compare. I don't know if you've got Twitter, Andrew, but if you search, like Mullen is trending in Canada right now, and so it was easy to pull it up. I just hit the search button and had right Wrexham number 1, Mullen number 2, trending in Canada. Nothing from the kick. Ooh, that was brave from, I think that was Howard deep downfield, unable to find the body, but we've collected and then lost it again. Here come the Young Bucks. Oh, with a better ball, that would have been impressive because that Man U player had us beat with his pace, I think. No, he's going to beat Mendy with his pace. Down the left. Seems to have hurt himself. Oh, I don't know why he went down. I don't know if he was milking something. I didn't see contact, but he's appealing. Hosanna. That's a nice little. Oh, it was the right idea, but missed Waters entirely down the right side. Hosanna did with that kick. We all know somebody who's worse. That's the one thing. I have no idea with the officiating in England. Who's who? I've got to be in my bonnet with the Mexican referee that we had in the USA Canada game there for the. I think it's 2 penalties in the first half of that game that probably would have changed the outcome in the Gold Cup, but it is what it is. We can always, when we go to Chester, Pennsylvania, and I know that probably sounded like vomit, but I think the idea of arranging a game in Chester, but not that Chester, was a brilliant piece of work by McElhaney. We'll talk about that tackle there. And whether, because Man down, it's just been a lot of pressure, but maybe it's just, missed with the header. A lot of pressure from Wrexham probing. Nothing connecting as of yet. And we come again. Barnett down the right. You know what? Despite the pace on this one, especially on the right side with Barnett and Hosanna playing on the right, They've got pace. That's the one thing I've noticed. Oof, free kick, pleading for a card. I guess maybe arguing about continually being fouled, but there wasn't anything malicious in that tackle. Just twisted up their legs after a missed tackle there by, I think that was Jones. Everybody. Uh-oh, turnover. Hannibal's looked good as much as I made fun of his flow. Canadian slang for his hair. He's looked impressive. The worst ref is me. So the game was spicy, or did you get spicy? That's what I want to know. The kids are putting in effort. I will say that. There's been some not afraid to get up and put pressure on, even though they're down a man. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's looked good, and he's been up and down the pitch. Like, he's into the box. Oof, that was dangerous ball. If it was a good cutout. Mendy looking for the cross. It's in. Misses the first header, and Barnett couldn't get a boot on it. Hosanna again. When I used to umpire a lot of baseball, and I was always hard with the parents and the coaches, but I had a lot of leeway for the kids. Let them figure it out on their own, but I had no time, no tolerance for yapping in the gallery. But I think after a half dozen games in the season, everybody sort of figured that out. Cannon over to Mendy. Oof. Cross in, but the sub goalie that came in was able to handle that easier. Nats is in the Washington Nationals. They will. That's like cheering for the MK Dons for stealing a club, because they will always be the Montreal Expos. Canada had only 2 Major League Baseball clubs, and during the strike season, they had the team to beat. They were the top team in Major League Baseball, and that was their one chance probably for a World Series. And no strike, and they won. Maybe things would be different, but instead they got relocated. So I can't support them. They're like I said, relocated teams. The Phoenix Coyotes, the Los Angeles Rams. I guess, does that mean I hate the Atlanta Braves? Things wane over time, right? You forget about things over time, but that one still sticks with Canadians because we only had 2 teams, and it was fun to have Canada Day series against Montreal and Toronto, English speakers, French speakers, and the rivalry was real. So approaching the 60th minute. Holy, you dove into the history. It's weird. At the time, as an English-speaking Canadian, it was kind of like, it's the Expos, it's the French-speaking Canadians, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's kind of like it's kind of like if, what is it, like Chester lose? I don't know if Wrexham Knights would celebrate that, but when they're gone, you kind of miss it. And so at the time, it was like, all right. And now there's a longing for them. That was a good ball. Oof. You know what? Wrexham from the right got that in there, and that was maybe 2 feet away from being in the back of the net. I'm getting the sense how both teams are reacting to this, that they get the sense that the referee's just feeling overwhelmed here, because after every play, there's, I know there's appeals a lot, but there's seems to be more feverish appeals. Added a couple of more people, and welcome. I see that I've got more eyeballs in. Feel free to join the chat and introduce yourself and join in. That's what we do, is just sort of have a beverage, watch the game, chat. The game in Philadelphia is in Chester, Pennsylvania, and I looked it up on Wikipedia, and Chester, Pennsylvania was named after Chester, England by William Tell back when he built Pennsylvania, receiving a bunch of land from the king back in the day. And so it is as close to being Chester without being Chester ever. And so I just think it's hilarious. If you were to tell somebody we're going to have a preseason game in Chester, they would have, Wrexham fans would have lost it. And they are going to have a preseason game in Chester, but just not that Chester. Hannibal is really moaning. I get Crybaby, but he's been fouled a lot. Like, it may have been a smattering of different players because Hannibal's all over the pitch, but he's been brought down pretty frequently, and I could get why I'd be miffed. Whining a lot, yeah. The chest pass to the ground by Howard to his feet. Parky looks flummoxed. So if there's a Snapdragon Cup for this, and if it was to be tied, not that I want that, I don't want to jinx this, knock on wood, but if it was tied, does that mean they're going to go to kicks to be able to determine who takes home the Snapdragon Cup? I don't want it. I'm just curious. So more Man U kickabout. Hannibal now on the left side. Like, he's obviously trained to go wherever he wants. That looks like a Twitter trivia question, though, for us, Brendan, after that. And Hannibal's going to get his way in on a soft foul. The yellow card comes out. Or is he giving it to... So Waters gets a card. Or did he get... Stops it with the left foot, drags it back. Oh, yeah, that's... All right. That was a missed tackle off... Hannibal drew it back with his right foot to start the turn over to the right, and Waters was coming in for a tackle, and because of the move, he ended up catching his left leg and kicked him right in the back of the calf. And it looked just awkward more than anything else, not really painful or harmful. Hannibal with the delivery. To be fair, every foul's on Hannibal. It's at least 90% of it. And he is flopping and crying. Yes. But he's everywhere. Like I've seen, he's been down the right, down the center. The kid there coming in looks like he's 16. Mendy down the left, turning, sending it back. We're just doing some control here. 65th minute, 66th minute. Lots of play in the middle third. So LA to Houston for Man U tomorrow. I wonder if they've stars out there in advance. Like no reason to have them stay late here, do they? Cannon with a nice little play. Jones cross into the box. No. Jones got that into Barnett. Couldn't get a boot to it. Got beat out. Jordan Davies with the corner. That's a good ball. Oh, missed the volley. Straight over top. The Wrexham announcers are commenting that Wrexham's looks good with the set pieces, and they have. That ball was delicious, but it just was in that one spot where they had 3-4 people, and Vitek couldn't get out and punch it out. Subs coming in. Yeah, that number 56 looks like he's 16 years old, doesn't he? Oof. You're on side. Go. Give it. Give it. Oh, too slow. That was Dalby. Too slow. Hey. And we get it anyway. Was that Dalby with the... Okay, that was impressive because I thought he flubbed that. He got up and worked his ass off, blew it down the right side, and then ended up getting the return off of the bad ball to the left. He had an opening to get it over to the left 2-on-1, and he paused. He hitch stepped, like literally hitch stepped in the middle of the pitch. And by the time he made the decision to go to the left side, I thought it plays over. We don't have a chance. But he rolled off the ground after the left, hustled his ass up down. Here's the left. I thought too slow, and Mendy finds it and gives it right back to him on the give and go. Hey, I'll take that. Good on Dalby, because I thought he flubbed that by being too slow, but that worked. Yeah, thanks, Brandon. I was too busy enjoying the hustle there from Dalby. 3-1. 3-1 Wrexham over Manchester United. I don't know how many times Andrew wants me to repeat that. 3-1.
Wrexham leading Manchester United. I didn't see that, Brandon. We can go like this. I don't think Dalby had a clear path there. That was one guy working harder than everybody else. He put his head down when he had the chance. And in the post-game presser, he'll say that was intended, that little hitch step delay before he got it out to Mendy on the left side. Hosanna. You know what? That's a bad in the field, but the kid can run. He's got wheels. That's the definition of a hardworking goal, and I have to give it to Sam for it because it wasn't pretty in the build-up. Nice tackle. Oof. Jordan Davies on Hannibal strips him and then drives it off of him out of play. And yes, that was an impeccable cross. Once the ball got off of Dalby's feet, it was a nice little pass and then a couple of steps by Mendy and right back, and Dalby's busting his ass down the right side. So you take that. We'll wait till it gets closer to 90 minutes and we'll see how it's going because I don't want to jinx anything, but to be able to take home the Snapdragon Cup and say we own it until Wrexham can take it back, that'll be fun. Remind me, who did we draw in the Pizza Cup? Was it Newcastle's youth team? Mendy with a nice hustle play there to free up the ball for Waters. That's a foul. Just shoves Waters out of the way. Literally the call from the Man U fans. No foul. Waters was looking for it. I got about 3 hours of work left in me tonight. It's 9 o'clock at night here, but I know I got to get stuff done and into the office by tomorrow. So not quite as bad as where you're at in the state of it, but bad enough. And on Friday, the game's at 4:30. I'm hoping I get out of court because if I'm called late, I might not be back in time. I should be okay. I never saw Leighton come in. Jim did offside. I never saw him come in. Curious. Oh, I guess Leighton was listed as the sub. You're right. Jim, you're absolutely right. Leighton was listed as the sub. Howard, I don't think, was on the list of subs. Now I've got to look that up. Go to the scorecard that Wrexham threw out earlier today. Leighton, yeah, no Howard listed. Huh. Yeah, I just looked at the roster that AFC put out on their Twitter before the match, and it's definitely Leighton that's listed. So I don't know if there's a knock. That was a good tackle from Hosanna, desperate because he let the guy turn on him, but I missed that. I was too busy playing with the Twitter feed and trying to see if I could get highlights and what it would show up on the share screen. So Man U's doing their kickabout in the third, but that one man down there missing somebody out wide on the other side, so they're kind of hemming themselves in a little bit. Must have been when I took all this off to try and tinker around, so maybe I missed it. But kudos to you, Jim. Thanks, I appreciate that for catching it. Now I'm curious what Twitter says. Oh, Barnett with the hustle. Keep going, man. Holy moly. If this goes in, Waters is fairly clear. Looking for whoever's across. Oh, too far for Jordan Davies. But Barnett just basically, I don't know if you could say he deked out a whole bunch of players, or he just ended up smashing the ball forward and just kept driving through. That was part, I'm with you. That was part beautiful footwork and part just like he got dispossessed there on the replay, grinded him out, beat him, smashed it off the next guy, got the ball back, and then played it forward to Waters, who goes down the right side, and then just a sort of an ugly ball across, not able to connect with Davies. Andrew, 15 minutes left. Wrexham leads Manchester United 3-1. Ball in. Oof. Man, you looking. Was that Boyle that got his head on that one defensively? The joys of being as tall as he is. Man, you throw. Mendy kicks it back out, and we'll do it again. Lots of static right now. Barnett, no goals last year, 12 games, all league, no cups. Odd. You would have expected somebody who's not getting a lot of playing time to. Or were we in cups? Did he join us late? No, because he's. Yeah, joined us February 24, 2023 from Solihull. A Canadian listening to, like, literally listening to a Canadian update you on the score involving a Wrexham Manchester United game where Wrexham is leading. I can only imagine what that would feel like. Hosanna, too far to the right. That swing. The ball kind of splayed loose on the right side. And Hosanna was in alone. Didn't get to the ball direct. Went around in a wide angle, circular to the right. And by the time he did that, goalkeeper Vitek gets it out and it went off for a corner. So I assume that we're going to see another Davies left-footed cross from the right side. Yep. Attendance is 34,000. That's a record, they said. Foul on Vitek. I will say, and I won't say why I had the phone call, but Solihull Motors will always live in infamy with me, because one of the surprises that I had last year was I had a conversation with the commissioner of the National League, who I'd written a letter complaining. And I don't think I used my official email. I don't think I did. I think I used my personal email, which is why I was surprised. Getting a response and a phone call at we arranged for an early morning phone call on a weekend, and sure enough, made it and had a good 30-minute conversation about football with the National League commissioner. I thought it was the weirdest thing. Never would I have ever expected even a AA baseball commissioner, like a lower level commissioner, calling a fan to get input back. But he wanted some some input and feedback, so I was happy to share it. Whether it meant anything, we will never know. But I enjoyed the call. Mendy on the left. The chief executive, yes. The chief executive, the top guy at the National League. I emailed the league just with a general query / complaint from a North American fan. Man, that was a flop. You've got to guess who went down, Andrew? Jesus. They've shown the Mullen highlights. Highlights, lowlights. And I will say, like today, they had issues with away ticket purchases where people were ended up in queues and not allowed in. So just another technical gremlin for the club, it seemed. But I will give them credit. I sent them another message today and said, "Hey, what's yeah?" And you're right, it was Hannibal. But I sent an email off today just with respect to the jerseys because I haven't got an update on delivery. And it seems the away jerseys are not in yet. So for anybody who ordered an away or a third and away together, they're holding them until they get both jerseys. But I mean, I got the answer in like 15 minutes after the email went out, and I thought that was pretty impressive. You got to get more on the ball than that, Hosanna. Hannibal on the ball again. Hannibal, hands on knees, sad and depressed. Do you just walk into the club shop and buy it? The only thing I'm worried about, I don't know, I'm 6'2", I don't know, 190, 195 pounds. And the sizing guide said order an extra large. I'm not normally an extra large, but I did it anyway. I'm hoping it doesn't come and I'm going to be wearing a tent. I like the home jersey, but by the time I got around, I didn't think it was going to sell out in like a day. By the time I got around to it, it was all sold out. So I didn't make that same mistake the second time. Barnett again, just his pace and tenacity on the ball. And the ball seems to be like a magnet that sticks to his feet. I won't say it's the prettiest run down the right wing, but he just maintains possession and keeps driving the ball and the play forward. Finds Jones with the cross. Whoa, Vitek misses it. Mendy has it on the opposite side. Jordan Davies couldn't get a left foot on it. That was sort of part pretty, part fortunate. Yeah, I didn't think the pre-order was going to take like a day to sell out, right? I thought pre-order was a pre-order, which meant, we'll have a couple of days. Everybody who puts in their order, they're going to get a jersey. I didn't know that they had a cap and that it sold out. So that's why I had to rush the next one. Okay, that makes me feel good. So if I'm 190 and 6'2", then there's hope for me that I ordered the right thing. I was checking that sizing chart and was just like, and the other thing is about that. Oh no, somebody just fell down from Wrexham, just lost his footing, and I thought it was going to be a turn the other way, but we've gained possession back. Davies, Waters. Chances going both ways. I know, Andrew, you don't want that to hear that with 6 minutes to the 90-minute mark. It's injury time, but they're starting to open it up here a little bit. Yeah, and I don't understand why, and I get this wrong because we have a construction company in Canada called Marcon, so Macron. I don't know why Macron cannot get more. Fire up the machine and make another 10,000 and out. because they were out of jerseys last for the entirety of the last 5-6 months of the year. I'm hoping they rip another order off. That's what pre-order should be for, right? Oh, we got a streaker. And the referees are out there. Are they going to tackle him? Light him up. Oh, they took the camera away. See, in North America, you never get to see what the streaker does, but there they were actually. Totally unnecessary, the referee says. Add 2 minutes of extra time. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with Hannibal. Like, it's a weird game, but if there was anybody on Man U's squad that did anything, it was him, including flopping around and pissing and moaning the entire game. Andrew, in case that looks better when it's up on the screen, I just thought I'd put it up there for you. I've liked the hustle. I've liked him as an attacking midfielder. Energy. Like how soft he is in the tackle. Like there's no gumption. But he's had some skills. That was a nice get from Hosanna on that aerial duel. But that's what I mean is ripping it off. They're buying the originals. I don't think those are fakes. They might be, but even if they're getting the originals, have more supply, and then that doesn't happen because there's no necessity to sell them off. I mean, I can understand it buying a hockey jersey or an NFL jersey where you're paying 220, 100, 150 to 220 bucks for one of those jerseys. But relatively, a football kit's pretty cheap to get compared to what we pay over here for some of those things. So I just don't see why somebody would pay, 20, 30 quid for a knockoff. Mandy just beating everybody on the left. Oh, missed on that cross. There we go. We're sniffing around now. That's a handball on Hannibal. Not going to call it. And he's going to flop and complain that his knee's out. Oh, Muffin. Oh, Muffin. Suffering his right leg behind his knees. That's what I said. Hannibal handball in the box, and then he's just flopped. You know what? I hope they take this opportunity. Oh, there's no VAR. This would be the perfect time to go back and have the official look at the VAR. Like, did he get hit at all? Not even. He's absolutely fine, the Man U announcer says. He's just gone into a bit of a spasm. Make him go off and check back in. 1 minute remaining. Oh, I wouldn't want him on the team. Somebody who complains, like, I'm all for trying to draw something. Opportunity presents itself, but I'm not okay with you're in your own third. You just committed a handball. You're running up the pitch and you get twisted up a little bit by your own efforts and you flop down like you just got fouled. Yeah, doesn't work for me. But is he technically proficient and capable as a footballer? Sure. Pressure there. Now turning the other way. Man U. Howard goes out to challenge, knocks it away but the ball's still loose. And Hannibal flops again. If anybody ever says that Mullen flops too much, I'm just going to replay this game and just show Hannibal highlights. Only 1 minute of extra time. Did I see that right? Which means we're like a minute away from the end of the game. Only a minute of stoppage time. Yeah, just play it back and let's take the Snapdragon trophy back to Wrexham. And now I'm hoping they don't cut off the feed. I want to see the whole ceremony and what this looks like and what the trophy is. Count it out, Andrew, if you want to. You're going to get a chance to go to sleep, and we are 30 seconds away from Wrexham's first ever victory against Manchester United. Off for a throw, 91st minute. 3-1, 3-1. Tweet. There's the final whistle. Andrew, living the glory. This is pretty awesome. 3-1. 3-1. Even in a friendly, you take it at 3-1. Wrexham knocks off Manchester United. That's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. It is over. We win 3-1 according to Flash Score. They're right. And now I'm gonna stay tuned because I just want to see what this Snapdragon trophy looks like. I'm hoping I can see it. Is there some sort of presentation? I enjoyed that, Brendan. Thanks for doing the video thing for it and being there throughout. Andrew, it was awesome having you again. It's an interesting. My numbers have been way up. Haven't retained very many people, but I've had lots more people sniff in today than normal. It'd be interesting to see what the analytics look like. I quoted earlier. There was a Yahoo article that I found that talked about Manchester United and Wrexham, and they basically slighted Manchester United as being the non-documentary fans who aren't turning heads in San Diego like Wrexham is. It's got to be a different world. Yes, thanks, Jim. I'm hoping to see you. I'll be here Friday. I'm going to set it all up. The only thing that can hold me back is I've got work. I'm in court on Friday on what should be a 30-minute application, but with Chambers, I don't know when I start. And so if I don't start until 3, I'm going to be hard pressed to get home in time. But hoping we can run it again. It'll be on in Chester, Pennsylvania against Philly Union 2 and on YouTube. It's on Friday, Andrew. Yes, the game is on Friday. I know that because I've been trying to scramble to get in. I would love, hey, if I've been working on the Canadian cruise to get in here. There's, I don't know whether the Discord or Facebook groups, whoever. I'd love to have more people. I mean, I enjoy this. This is whether I'm talking, whether I'm typing, I think I'd enjoy it either way. Just having an opportunity to banter while the game's going on, give our 2 cents on what we see. I'm surprised, Andrew, you made it through the entirety of the match without actually watching the game and through just what we were giving to you. That's awesome. But I'm all for, if you guys even sending a message to me on Twitter, I'm at the Red Horde, that just says like, thanks for the game or what you enjoy or stuff like that. I'll happily retweet that out to everybody and hope that, other people who look into it might get the chance to see that. To sleep now, passed out like that. So doesn't look like we're going to get any trophy award, but I'm going to have to follow Twitter. Guys, it's been awesome. I really am enjoying these. And so I will see you guys all on Friday. I've got some work to do now, so I will go ahead and do that. Until then, I appreciate it. So, well, do I stay here? They're still showing. Manchester United highlights. I don't think they're going to show the Snapdragon thing. We'll just get to the trophy. So thanks, guys. Andrew, get some sleep. Good luck at 8 a.m, getting your butt to work. And Brennan, I appreciate it. Jim, thanks for showing up. And we will build and grow and see what happens. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Cheers. Bye.